Ladies and gentlemen, I touched upon this story a couple weeks ago, but this is Business Insider a couple hours back. Melania Trump was annoyed. Bureau agents went through her closet, CNN. I think she was a little bit more than annoyed. Let's be honest. So that's a Business Insider article. New York Post. FBI even searched Melania's wardrobe. Spent hours in Trump's private office. That's the New York Post, Business Insider, CNN. Daily Mail, Trump arrives at Trump Tower as it emerged. Agents ransacked ex-president's office and even rifled through Melania's wardrobe. Why did they go through Melania Trump's wardrobe? That's the Daily Mail. I just read Business Insider quoting CNN and then the New York Post. This is very bizarre, and it's uncalled for. Obviously, from the almost totally redacted search warrant, almost totally redacted search warrant affidavit, that they don't have anything on Trump, okay? They don't have anything on him. Now, again, they could very well indict him within the next year, 2 years. They desperately want to indict this man. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I am talking about, I'm giving you the political angle, the political concerns and motivations of the Democratic Party, the DOJ, media, Intel, all the people against Trump. They're basically working in unison. Check out the segment prior to this one. An FBI official resigned. You had this man resign. You Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Kleinschmidt. That's 5 right there. There were about 4 or 5 others that had their text messages released. I believe it was by Horowitz, the Inspector General. But they don't like Trump, and they're basically an extension of the Democratic Party. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're going to zoom past 200,000 subs, and it's because of you. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and also H.A. Goodman's other channel. Starting September 1st, I know I always say this, I am going to be doing a lot of segments on H.A. Goodman's other channel, which is an extension of this one, basically, and the Stock Market Crash channel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's an interesting. Dow is down 300 today, so it'll get way below 30,000 because corporate profits, like Michael Burry said, will descend, and oil prices will continue to go up, which means, like I said, I told everyone, I said oil prices are going to way back up, way back above 100, and they are, and so they are going back up. Brent crude down today, but it was up over 100. But anyway, you can't have a society, ladies and gentlemen, okay, that treats Donald and Melania Trump like fugitives. You can't have a government that utilizes social media or a political party with loyalists in the United States government. It is not a conspiratorial, it is a logical, rational thing. When you see officials at the Federal Bureau of Investigation being forced to resign because they covered up a story detrimental to Democrats, and it wasn't just a story detrimental to Democrats, okay? It was a national security risk that the country faced by having Hunter as part of the United States government. He was definitely a part of the United States government. At that point, you say, well, that's not true at all. If you are conducting or organizing meetings for the vice president, you're essentially working for the government. You can't say that Hunter, well, that's Hunter. Joe is different. He's part of the government. Joe, according to the New York Post, met with Hunter's business associates 14 times or so. No, Hunter met 14 times. He met at least 3 or 4 times. At one point in the West Wing, and you had thank you notes, like emails thanking Hunter for helping people meet Joe. And you have this situation where you have Hunter saying he gives 10% of the money he makes to Joe. And then you have hundreds of millions of dollars in business deals. And thereafter, Trump's tax returns. So you have to, I mean, we did not have the full picture 2 years ago. And that was by design. To think that this was just okay. When there was a wonderful, highly educated, very well-known, very respected atheist who was interviewed, he didn't care. And this is the mentality, ladies and gentlemen. He was confronted with the reality that the electorate was shielded from stories being suppressed by one political side and loyalists in the United States government. And that's okay because Trump was a menace to democracy. But democracy entails a free flow of ideas. It entails that we learn the truth. When you're hiding the truth because you feel that your political opponent will devour the planet, that's a problem for democracy. They keep talking about democracy. I don't think they know what the word means or what the system of government entails. You can't have democracy if you are suppressing dialogue, speech, and stories. Why did Twitter suspend the New York Post account? Very simple. You just like Facebook did, and Zuckerberg admitted that with Joe Rogan. Very simple. It's very simple to do. You find 100 current and former U.S. officials, and they write a letter. And Amy Klobuchar and a bunch of wonderful Democrats sign off on it, and then they send the letter to social media companies, and then speech is suppressed because it protects one political side. These are the good people. These are Democrats, the good people. They're the moral people. They're the wonderful people, protecting democracy from Trump, the devourer of worlds. But when you are justifying the indefensible, when you are defending the indefensible, because you don't like your political opponent, and you continually make leaps of logic, he's a menace to democracy. He shatters norms and traditions. Excuse me, he didn't investigate his direct political rivals with a dossier purchased by Rudy Giuliani. No, that was Comey and McCabe and Strzok and others and Clapper and Brennan that filtered through a dossier that was purchased by Clinton's attorneys. I mean, where's the precedent for that? Where's the precedent for anything that they've done against Trump? I was watching an old Bill Maher segment with Jordan Peterson, and Jordan Peterson said, why? How can you have half the country treating Trump in the manner that they're treating him? And then Bill Maher said a whole bunch of basically nonsense, he's doing things that other Republicans wouldn't do. Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger voted for Trump over 90% of the time in Congress. Are you kidding me? This is a theatrical performance. No wonder Hollywood is embedded inside the Democratic Party. And people like Comey are basically actors also. The top-level politicians, the most powerful in D.C., they're basically actors. And so you have a situation where when confronted, the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat doesn't care. If you explain to them what Hunter did is infinitely worse than anything Trump did, you can actually indict him tomorrow on all of this. You can't indict Trump on anything because they don't even know what he did. What they have done with Trump is accuse him of everything and investigate after. Okay, investigating in Georgia, investigating in New York, investigating with the tax returns. They have found nothing. They investigated the Mueller probe. And then they say, well, the Mueller probe didn't find anything because he obstructed justice. There should never have even been a Mueller probe. The Durham probe special counsel has a trial in October, just a couple of weeks from now. We'll talk about that tonight, for a subsource about the Steele dossier that lied to the Bureau. They were just, information used to investigate Trump based solely upon lies and hide a moderate confidence of the intel community. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. right now, ladies and gentlemen. They're going after Melania's wardrobe. I mean, this is like the most disrespectful thing you could possibly think. Imagine if they did Barbara Bush or, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.